the dice stay hot. Let me shoot a 7 with every shot. Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! I'm gonna give it everything I've got. Lady luck, please let the
Welcome to Vegas Talk Radio, the internet radio show about the news, people, entertainment, opportunities, and events in the best resort and vacation destination and fastest growing city in America, Las Vegas, Nevada. If it's worth your time and money, you'll hear about it here. And now, here's your host, Charlie Bass.
Well, on today's show, we have a special guy. We have a guy who's been in town here for, almost 6 months now, taking the city by absolute storm. He is one of the funniest guys and one of the nicest guys, and you'll know that immediately from the conversation we're going to have. His name is Bobby Slayton. He plays Wednesday through Sunday at Hooters. And, Bobby, what are you doing in town? How do you like it?
Oh, well, first of all, don't say I'm one of the nicest guys, because then you screw everything up. You know, they build me here at Hooters as the pit full of comedy. You start saying I'm a nice guy, Charlie, and then all of a sudden people know it's just an act. And it's not just an act. You know, I am a nice guy. I'm nice to you. I'm nice to my friends. I'm nice to my daughter. I'm nice to my wife when I have to be. I'm nice to my dog. But you know what? That pitbull thing, I mean, it's, I'm nice to the audience. You know, it's interesting that in the 6 months I've been here at Hooters, it's funny to me. First of all, like we were talking about off the air, there's so much competition in this town. There's way too many shows. There's like 90 Cirque du Soleil shows. There's hypnotists. There's mentalists. If I had a puppet and a tiger, I'm telling you, I would really take over this town. Seriously. But, the fact that we're at Hooters, a little bit off the strip, and there's so much to do in this city, you know, it's hard putting the butts in the seats. People are coming to see me. That's why I love doing, I love doing your radio show for two reasons. Number one, I don't have to get up too early in the morning. And number two, I don't have to come in. I can do it from the privacy and safety of my little hotel room. So doing your show is one of my favorite radio shows ever, Charlie. Yeah, you know, it's great playing here. I mean, I'm here 5 days out of the week. My marriage has never been better. I go home Sunday night at like 1 o'clock in the morning. My wife's sleeping. She leaves for work the next day. I get her around noon. She comes home for dinner. We watch a movie. She goes to bed. And the same thing Tuesday. I come back Wednesday. So we don't have a lot of interaction anymore. So after 20 years, my marriage is great. My career is great. Everything's great.
So how's Vegas? I mean, you've obviously driven Celine out of town because she's packed up and left town.
Yeah. That's the first one. Danny Gans is next, baby. And watch out, Countertop. So Vegas so far, you know what's great about this town? It's like any other city. Look, I was traveling on the road doing stand-up for years. And I'm here, and I don't gamble. I don't play golf. And I really hate strip clubs. So right there, that's 90% of the town right there. So there's really not a lot for me to do. But one of my joys in life is to really do nothing. You know, I'm 50 years old now. I wake up like 9, 10 in the morning, doing your radio show. After this, I go to the gym. I sit by the pool. I drive to Grimaldi's Pizza, this new pizzeria from Brooklyn, out in Henderson. And life's good, you know. Tomorrow, it's funny, I'm doing a show with David Brenner and Rita Rudder and George Wallace. We're doing a TV show for David. And those two guys, and a gal, should be able to give me great advice about how to do things in this town. Because, you know, it's tough. You know, I mean, there was an article in the paper the other day that says like 30 new shows in town in the last year. And, you know, and for a guy with a microphone and a big mouth, it's tough to bring people in. But that's why I like doing your show, because locals are coming into the show. And, you know, I think that's what's kind of cool. I think locals get kind of jaded by all the crap that's on the strip. There's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of garbage out there, too. You know, there's just too many shows, and not enough people. And you wouldn't know it's walking on the strip, too. I think the fact that there's so many fat people in Vegas, it just seems that there's more people. That's my theory.
So you have this thing about fat people in Vegas. So what other kinds of groups and stuff do you hammer in your show? I know that, you know, I've seen your show several times, and every time I'm there, you have a great time really picking on people.
Who do I hammer? See, Charlie, I wouldn't call it hammering. I would call my show a tough love program. I like to give advice. I like to help people and talk to people. So you call it hammering. You know, but then again, you know, if you come to my show and you sit in the front row, it's like SeaWorld. The whale's going to splash you if you sit up front. You know what I mean? But, you know, if you like Rita Rudder, who's a friend of mine, like I said, and if you like Carrot Top, and you like Slayton, maybe my show's not for you. But if I can make 95% of the people laugh and break up one couple, I feel I've accomplished something on that stage. And it's funny to me how many people, you know, to the people in the audience, anybody on their honeymoon, anybody celebrating anything, and you my show and listen to what I have to talk about and is laughing, it's going to help her husband like there's no tomorrow. I wish my wife would have seen somebody like me when we first got married. Unfortunately, she had to listen to me and didn't listen to me like some of these young ladies are. I really, never mind Dr. Phil and Tony Robbins. I'm the best motivational speaker ever. Are you still there, Charlie?
I'm here. So
I have to do all the talking. Like my wife, I have to do all the talking in this relationship, which is fine.
Well, that's your job. I mean, that's what you do for a living. So, I mean, and you do it so well. I mean, I can't compliment you more than.
I appreciate you putting me on your show. You've come to see me, I think, 4 or 5 times, and there is a lot of comedy in this city. It's amazing to me how many comedy clubs, how many nightclubs, how many restaurants, and it's hard to put the butts in the seats because of that. I think my show is really something different. Leno said to me, you saw my opening video, which to me is worth the price of admission alone. Last time you came to my show, there might have been 7 or 8 comics in the video. Rickles is in it now, Leno's in it, Robin Williams, Smothers Brothers, Ray Romano. It's really funny. All these guys just give me crap about my act, and it's better than my show, actually.
Now,
look, people get that money's worth. I don't care who gets the laughs. It doesn't make any difference to me.
What were you doing just before the show? I know you've been on television. You've been ranked as one of the top 100 stand-up comedians in all time. I mean, which is quite the honor. What were you doing?
Let me tell you something. First of all, Comedy Central had this list, the top 100 comics of all time, and it was on the billboards. Who does have it on all these billboards? One of the top 100 comics of all time. And I said, I don't get a press as anybody in Vegas because 30 of those comics are here on any given weekend. So it doesn't make any difference that I'm one of the top 100 comics. And to be honest with you, if I had to look at all the comics in this country and all the comics that have lived, I think there are only 75 great ones, maybe 50 great ones. So to be in the top 100 doesn't really mean much. Dane Cook's on that list, and so's Carrot Top. So, what can I tell you?
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, working in Hooters, you got all these gorgeous women running around. Did they ever hit Did they ever hit on you? I mean, did he ever, come on to you there?
No. That's one thing that's great. First of all, even though I'm married, like they would do it anyway. Like they did. I mean, you know what? I'm a good guy. I'm married. I got it. Especially, they never hit on me. I wish they did. But, that's when you're getting old. They don't even hit on you. Hooters chicks don't even hit on you. But walking from the casino, oh my God, it's like I'm so horny. I feel like a Catholic priest at Toys R Us. It's mind-boggling. So that's why I get out of there as soon as I possibly can. I don't stay there. I get out. I do my little show. Then I go back to my hotel room across the street. And I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. It's tough. But what am I going to do? That's why it's good that I'm married, because I wasn't married, and they didn't hit on me. I'd feel even more depressed. I'm thinking they don't hit on me because I'm married. God, what if I wasn't married? They didn't hit on me. I'd go, wow, what a loser.
So you go home every weekend. I mean, you do your show.
I go home. I work Wednesday through Sunday with Hooters. I do my little shows. Sunday night after the late show, I go home, and I spend 2 days at home, and I come back, And like I said, I love being here. But you get a little stir crazy. Then I go home and my daughter's 19 and she's having a boyfriend problems. My wife's menopausal. The 2 gang up on me, and then I can't wait to get back to Hooters. So it's working out just fine. It could be worse. And I'll tell you something. There are nights like Wednesday night we do 2 shows. I don't know why. But last night the Wednesday show's packed. Late show, 50, 60 people. And I'm thinking to myself, God, this is so depressing. And then I stop myself and go, last year at this time, where was I? In Boise, Idaho, at the Funny Bone. So it's fine. I think in Boise, I think in Des Moines, I think in the crappy comedy clubs I can be at, and then I go, man, I'm in Vegas. And even though I'm not playing the Mirage, even though I'm not at Caesars, I can see them from my room. So at least I see it in the future. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, Celine has left town, or is leaving town very shortly. And, and she's bringing all these lightweights in to replace her and stuff. So I think there's plenty of opportunity here for you.
Well, you want to know something? I'll tell you why I like working at Hooters. I'll tell you why this place is great. And I say this to the Hooters executives all the time. My manager always says to me, hey, look, you start selling tickets, and the tickets getting better and better and better every month. And my manager goes, hey, after a year, we've been packing Hooters, we'll move to a better and bigger hotel. But you know why I like working here? They built that beautiful showroom for me. You saw the showroom.
Oh, it's great.
Beautiful showroom. And on top of that, you work some of these bigger casinos. You get the high rollers, who start heckling you, and you can't say certain things to them. You can't say certain words. But I'm working at Hooters. There's no high rollers here. They see guys at $10 table, they're thrilled to death. I can do whatever I want. So, it's no holds barred. I get to speak my mind. It's one of the last places that you can actually, a stage is one of the last places that you can actually say anything anymore.